Howdy y'all, it's Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee. And today I came back because I had a few requests for a video to show you guys how to make these scrap cluster embellishments. Okay, so over on Ginger's Corner, I'll leave a link below, she does lots of swaps over there if you're not part of Ginger's Corner. It's an awesome group. You know, y'all see me use swaps a lot. I get a lot of them over there. It's fun to just use your creativity and create with what you have. And everyone always comes up with so much awesome stuff. Such creativity. But this week's swap is to use up your alphabet and number stickers. So, y'all know me, and my ideas tend to snowball. And I got started and couldn't stop. And I still want to add more to it, but I'm like, okay, I can't do it. Because the one thing about Ginger's swaps, her weekly swaps, is that they have to stay flat for mailing. Now, creating flat is very, very hard for me because I like to embellish. I like to build layers. And that it's hard for me to stop and not add all the extras. So, pretty much I started out with these alphabet stickers. I have a ton of basic gray stickers. I bought a big collection from a lady probably a year or so ago. She sold me all her basic gray collections, and every one of them still had alphabets, and sadly I have not used them really. I mean, I've kind of been hoarding the basic gray stuff since you can't get it anymore. But I do like these alphabets, and I always try to save them, but I'm not using them. So this was an awesome swap idea. Creds to Mallory, the duck. That's kind of an inside joke. My husband calls her that. But she came up with the idea for this swap, I believe. And pretty much I was thinking school themed since it had to do with letters and all that stuff. So I pulled out what I had school themed. And this die, it started out with this die. Like, okay, so I put all of my letters on a piece of paper. This is what it looked like. And then pretty much I ran it through this die cut. I think this is a close to my heart scallop die or something like that. Probably one of my most favorite dies. So I run them through there. Now, these stickers do not stick very good. They are very old. I was trying to see if it had a date on here, but I don't see one. But yeah, I mean, these are really old. Basic Gray isn't even in print anymore, so. Anyways, once, they don't stick very good, but I didn't add glue. I just stuck them to my paper. But if you run them through a die cutter, once you run them through, like, it really presses them down. So now, like, you can't get them off. Like, it put them on there. So, that worked out great. I don't have to worry about them coming off. So, anyways, like I said, it started out with this. So, then I pulled out my, what I had school-wise. And I have this awesome, I don't know if y'all can see it. I had this stamp set. It's a close to my heart school kids stamp set. And I actually won this from someone at, I think, a crop, online crop. And I had never actually even used it. So I pulled it out and stamped a ruler. Okay. And then I took and stamped out the school. So then I have pretty much this scallop and this and this. So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to build a cluster. But then I was like, yeah, that's not enough. I can't, like, it looks unfinished to me. So then I went in, I pulled out this stamp set, and this is a really old close to my heart stamp set. Also, it's library cards. I don't even know what the year is on it, but it's really old. Yeah, I don't see a date on it. But anyways, I pulled it out and I stamped some of those. So then I was like, okay, we have this cluster. And then I was like, okay, it still looks unfinished to me. So, I got on my Cricut and I cut out a bus. I'm telling y'all, it snowballs, right? It's like Pringles. Once you start, you can't stop or something like that. So I added a bus. So then I was like, okay, well, I feel like it still needs a title or something. So I went into another stamp set. It was actually a Disney stamp set that I have. And it had this picture perfect. So I thought, okay, well, that'd be good because, you know, school and picture day and, you know, you could use it on a layout or whatever. So I added that. Okay. So then I was like, okay, I like it, but it don't have enough color in it. So I went back into my scraps and I pulled out my scraps that I've been using that was basic gray that I just had in my scrap bin. And I just glued some pieces together and then added them on to make the clusters, to add different color in, so that you would kind of have a little bit of variation of all the colors if you wanted to use them on a page. Okay, so I have the stuff to put one together with you guys. Now, let me sit back down so I can work. Like I said, for ginger swaps, you have to keep them flat because of mailing. So that we're not paying $1 million in postage, you know, because at this point, that's what it's become. It's getting crazier every day. But for mine, like I said, I like to add texture and bling and all that. But look at this. I really, jazzed up this school bus. Don't you like its headlights? Okay, and I just took my white pen. I took and traced out on the back to just back this. You could fix it on the Cricut to back it, but I just took scrap papers and backed it. I took a pen, I wrote in school, I added white for the windows. I added these for the headlights and some smaller ones for the lights up here. But ain't that cool? Like, okay. So, I also like to pop stuff up with foam tape, as y'all know. So this is a good idea for once you receive your swap in the mail, if you wanted to add it up. I did not glue everything heavily. I never do. Y'all watch me do it. I just add a little dot on. So a lot of times, I got boogers on the end of my glue. Okay, I just add a little bit of glue like this, and then I just stick my next piece on. So when y'all get these, they will stay together. I mean, they're glued enough to stay together. But if you wanted to pull them apart to customize them, you could do that too without, like, really messing it up. Like, it could be it's fixable to be able to hide stuff. Not that you want to, but I'm just saying, you know, I like to swap stuff and make it my own. Since a lot of it does come flat, I like to pop it up and add just a little extra something, you know. Okay, so then I just tucked all of these little pieces in. I'm pretty much just building a cluster. Now, all this stuff was cut out using scraps, which I absolutely love. Y'all know me, I'm all about using up them scraps. Okay, so you're just adding and adding and adding and adding. And at some point you have to stop, sadly. But yeah, so that's what happened to me, y'all. I just And then I'm like, okay, am I making it too long? So then I'd lay an envelope up here and be like, okay, it can still fit. So, you know, have fun with it. Use up the scraps. And see, like I said, these are barely glued. Like, so if you really wanted to pull things apart and add more, or, you know, do it some other way, you can. And I just kind of go with what looks good to, like, build it up. Y'all can do it ever how you want to. You can tear it apart, whatever. I don't care. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I'm just glad that y'all are actually using up stuff. And then I'm gonna add this on. Let me add my bus first. Okay. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. And I might put this up on foam tape, just to pop it up a little bit. Do I want to put it up here? I don't have to worry about this one fitting in the envelope because I already got all mine done. So these are gonna be for my own personal use. So I'm sure y'all will see some school layouts coming soon. Okay. And you could totally, you know, do this, do a couple different little things. And look how cute that is, y'all. Hopefully y'all can see it. But, you know, you could do a couple different clusters. Like, you could do another one. Okay, so here's this. This is my extras that I have. Let's see. I might have some more of this pattern paper. Oopsie, I got just a little bit more. This one's out of print Batik Basic Gray. Y'all saw me use this. I don't know what this one's called. I know someone asked me in another video, and I'll have to go back and see if I can look and see which one she specifically wanted to know about. But yeah, I just trim off just a little piece of scrap. I don't worry about it being crooked or whatever, because you're going to glue it and tuck it and, you know, all that fun stuff. But these are my little extra pieces. So let's build another cluster for our page. Okay, let's do this one different, since we're not going to put all the things on it. This will be our main one, and then we'll just have this one extra. Okay, let's see here. I absolutely love these library cards. I used them so much way back in the day. But, you know, I've always been a book nerd, so I would much rather read than watch TV or anything. So, yeah. Okay. We'll turn this one over since it has some letters on it. Let's see. Do we want to do it up here? I think I like that better. Yeah, but y'all totally, you know, tear stuff apart if you want to, and add your own, you know, style to it. Add some foam tape or some bling, or, you know, ink around the edges. And I thought that was a good one. You could totally ink around the edges. I just didn't because I was making 16 of these, and it would be a lot to back all the little school buses and ink all the pieces, and especially when I can't stop adding. Okay, I think I like this right here. Let's see if we can add in the blue, just because. I'm telling y'all, these are easy, and it makes super easy layouts, because, I mean, if you're going for the shelf design look, this is like a page, like right here. Okay, let me grab a sheet of cardstock and show y'all what I'm talking about. Now, you can totally use pattern paper too, but I mean, you know, think pattern. You could take and cut you a photo mat right here, and then make you a bigger title, and voila, you could use this for journaling. You literally have your page right here. I'll cut this down to make it a photo mat. But see, I mean, voila, you have your page. Or you could even add this, like this. You could do another smaller one. That is ugly. I don't like that side. But brown is not my favorite color, so neither is orange. So I don't use either one a lot. Okay, but see, I mean, y'all get the idea. But voila, you literally have a page just from the 2 cluster embellishments that you just added. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Comment below. And tell me how easy you think this is. And also tag me over on Ginger's Corner if you guys decide to do something like this and use up y'all's alphabet. I mean, who knew using up the alphabet stickers was going to spiral into this? But until next time, bye y'all.